Here's something that I used to be so embarrassed about, and now I am owning it. I am in credit card debt. And I know I'm not the only one, and I know that a lot of people are just like me. I am not a W-2 employee. I am a 1099 independent contractor, and I have been sticking my head in the sand for the past, I would say 2 years, just racking up credit card debt, thinking that somehow it's just miraculously going to get paid off. And I have decided I'm putting my foot down and I'm going to pay this debt off. Come hell or high water, it is getting paid off. So follow along as I try and go through my debt-free journey to financial freedom, because I want to help other women just like myself who are in the same boat not be afraid of money, not be afraid to look at your bank account, and ultimately be debt-free and live the life that you've always dreamed of. Day 2 of my 30-day challenge of asking ChatGPT to give me a task each day to make money to pay off my $23,000 in credit card debt. So today it told me that I should go on unclaimed property and with whatever your state is. So I went on to unclaimed property, and you can either type in your name or your business name, and I actually was able to find unclaimed property, so money that I didn't realize was there. It doesn't tell you on the website how much money you're actually getting back or whatever the unclaimed property is. It will say either under $50 or over $50. Now for mine it said over $50, and then it sends you an email, and then you have to fill out all the paperwork and basically prove that you are the person that has the unclaimed property. But yeah, that is day 2 of the 30-day challenge of asking ChatGPT every day for a task to make money to help pay off my $23,000 in credit card debt.
My name's Faye, and I'm about £30,000 in debt. I'm making the minimum payments each month, and I'm just fed up of random spending and having this big number looming over me. So I've made this account to document my journey on paying it off. I'm going to be trying all the tips and tricks that I see of how to make extra money to pay off things quicker. I'm going to make a breakdown of how I'm going to pay it off, where all the money is owed to, and things like that. I have a few different apps that I've downloaded to try, like mystery shopping and surveys and things, but I also want to try digital products, that type of thing. I'm not out here willing to spend money on a course on how to do it, so I'm going to take you along my journey. If I figure it out and it works, you can come along with me, and if it doesn't work, then I've tried it, so you don't have to. Let me know in the comments your debt journey, if you're on one, or if you're just here to see how it all goes.
$30,000 in credit card debt in less than 2 months, so we have to start our home. So we're gonna go look at some other houses. This is the house. They currently have an open house. It's really nice from the outside. I'm not a fan of the split living room, but I can make it work. This is the master's. They have like this weird nice countertops. I don't know what it is. I've actually never seen this. I don't know if I'm digging. Oh, there's one thing here and another one, and there's just like a door. Just feel like that's a little weird. It's a little outdated, but it's nice. This is bedroom number 1. It has a nice closet. What the this is huge. This is huge for this size of a bedroom. So apparently there's 2 masters, and they're the exact thing, literally. But I don't know, I like the bathroom from downstairs better. So there's also this other huge room. This is bedroom number 2, has really nice windows. Huge closet. What the fuck? It is huge. Also has a full restroom. This is the backyard. It's a good size. It's well kept. It's nice. I'm not quite sure why they have this turf here. Also comes with a sunroom. I mean, some of the blinds are torn, but it's easy fix. Ooh, I like the garage. It's a little workshop area. It only fits 1 car. I think that's gonna be a problem for my boyfriend.
So it turns out that I am in a lot more debt than I previously thought I was. My video that I did where I said that I am 24 and I have over £20,000 worth of debt. Yeah, it's more than that. So yeah, let's go through what I actually owe. So I've had people message me and ask like where my debt's coming from, what I owe, what from, etc. And all I've really spoken about is my car and my bank loan. So I'm going to go through each one. I've just literally added it all up and I am actually shocked at what I owe. I didn't realise it was this much, but here goes. So I owe next £114.39. I owe Very £991.69. My M&S credit card, I owe £844.99. My Barclays credit card, I owe £1,488.31. My Halifax loan, I owe £11,278.06. Klarna, I owe £79.35. My car, I owe £15,892. And the warranty on my car, which can end in August next year, is £439.92. So yeah, grand total of £31,128.71. So yeah, I didn't actually realise I owed that much. So looking through, I've looked up a few different ways of doing it, and getting rid of the small ones first seems the best option, and it will get rid of a couple of things off of my list. So next is my one that I'm going to get rid of, in Klarna, because they are my lowest ones, and then I'll move on to Very, because that one's with the most interest. My 2 credit cards, I haven't got any interest on them at the moment, so I'm not going to pay them off just yet. I still pay the minimum payments, but I don't have any interest on that. But Very I do, so I'm gonna pay off Very. But yeah, so many people have been giving me crap about my car, and you know what, I actually didn't realise how much interest I was paying on top of my car. So my car was around £10,000. It was nothing over 10,500, it was 10,000, around that figure. Well, what I'm paying back, which I've worked out, is £16,686.60. So that is nearly 7 grand's interest. I think that's a lot of interest. I don't know, is it? I don't really know. But yeah, I think that's a hell of a lot of interest. I don't really know what to do about it. There's nothing I can really do about it. I need my car. I can't just return it because it's not going to be worth anything now. Well, it will, but nothing compared to what I paid for it. So yeah, any ideas on that, please let me know. But yeah, guys, when I said I was in 20 grand's worth of debt, no, I'm in 31. Yeah, you might think, why is she laughing? It's not funny, blah, blah, blah. It's not funny. It's not great. I got myself into a situation. Things happen. Life happens, whatever. But I'm going to sort this out, and putting it all onto a bit of paper and looking at it and looking at what I owe each thing, I'm going to make it happen, and I'm going to sort it out because I want to be out of debt. And my goal is, I think, probably, what are we in now, 2025? Probably 5 years and I'll be out. I reckon 5 years, because it's going to take me a while, and it is. You know, I'm just working a regular job, and I'm just, get paid regular wage. It's not like I'm getting paid massive amounts. So I'm just going to do what I can with the money that I have. Obviously I've still got bills to pay. Me and my partner live together. We go halves of the bills, so still got bills to pay, still got to feed ourselves, all of these things, fuel for the car, etc, etc. But I'm going to be writing that down every day anyway, and I'm doing an I'll spend 2025, as we said. So still follow along with that journey, because it is happening. And I have not brought anything since the 1st of January, and I know that's not very long. I know it's only the 6th day of January, but guess what, that's good for me. I would have ordered something by now, but I haven't. So pat on the back to me, we're going for it. Also, I'm sat in my car because I feel like this is part of my personality now. All my videos I've done have been in my car, so I'm going to do them in my car and continue to do them in my car. But yeah, that's the total, that's the add up of the debt, and here's to getting out of it, here's to working on it. And if you're in the same situation, I'm really sorry, because it doesn't feel great, but we're in this together, we've got this, and we're going to work it out. But yeah, happy Sunday everybody, I hope you have a lovely evening. Yeah, here's to getting out of debt.
I'm 35 years old and in $169,292.74 of debt, and I still live at home with my parents. And you might as well bump that up to $266,722.97 in debt if you add in how much I will pay in interest. I started aggressively looking at my debt in January and truly didn't know the full financial picture until I got it all down on paper. Debts include 2 private student loans, 10 federal student loans, 1 auto loan, 1 private loan, and 13 credit cards. I've already taken some drastic measures to reduce spending and start side hustling. I started posting my debt payoff journey here on TikTok in hopes of growing and getting into the creator fund. So if you made it this far, thanks so much for watching and following. I'm selling my debt tracking template. I'm door dashing, donating plasma, selling items around the house, and doing TikTok shop to try and make a dent. Made some really good progress so far thanks to an annual bonus I got from my 9-to-5 job, but I've got a long way to go. I've been able to negotiate most of my interest rates on my credit cards down with the help of a debt management plan, but the interest on my student loans is wild. My 2 private student loans have interest rates of 12.75% and 8.9%, while my federal loans range from 5.8 to 6.6%. The private student loans are from my undergraduate degree, which I earned over 15 years ago. I would probably puke if I knew how much I had already paid. And to this day, I think about all the frivolous things I bought and did when I was in my teens and 20s with this money, and wow, if I would have known I would be paying for tank tops and fun nights out at bars 1,000 times over the next 15 years, I might have made some different choices. Even though I've already paid off about $31,000 of debt so far this year, I'm still not looking at being debt-free until 2040. I honestly cannot imagine another 15 years of paying on this debt, especially with so many other life milestones I want to achieve, like buying a house and having kids. I also just got engaged, and it truly makes me sick thinking about how I am bringing more than $150,000 of debt into our marriage starting out. This is not a video to complain by any means, because these were my own choices and I'm working to pay back what I owe, but I hope sharing this can resonate with others, and if you want to follow along on the journey and like and follow and share and all that fun stuff, that would be great.
The American dream is debt. Let's talk about it. All of the aspects of the typical American dream is literally debt. Going to that incredible university, the private out-of-state university or the Ivy League university, you have 6 figures of debt. Driving that nice car, you have a 4-figure car note. Having a mortgage, you're locked into a 30-year loan. If you want affordable health insurance or a 401k, you need to work in that 9-to-5. If you don't want to be screwed by the tax people, you need to get married and have kids. The American dream is to be in debt and to have so many dependents that you have no choice but to work and work and work until you literally can't work anymore and have no choice but to retire. That is the American dream. And we're also taught socially to subconsciously look down on people who choose alternative paths. People who are more free than the average person, people who choose not to have children, who choose not to get married, who choose not to work in corporate, people who choose to go to community college or trade school instead of getting, like up to 6 figures of debt at a university. People who choose to drive beaters or to buy used cars instead of brand new cars off the lot. Those people are looked down upon because that is not in line with the American dream, which is to get as much debt as you can so that you don't have a choice but to work. It's just something I've been thinking about a lot lately. Like, the American dream is literally just you getting into debt. So,
hi there. Let's talk about this number right here. This is how much debt I have. I'm about $180,000 in debt from both federal and private student loans, my car loan, credit cards. That is all of my debt. I am 24 years old. I have a bachelor degree, so not even a master's. I have 1 minor, no focus in my major, as well as an honors degree, which did require some extra credits. So that is where this number is coming from. This is on top of the little amount of scholarships that I was awarded, so money I didn't have to pay back. This is everything I owe. Everything I owe. I came out of college in June of 2024, and I did not look at the debt that I was accruing. I took out loans as I needed them each year for college, and I didn't really think about what the percentages meant because I was never taught financial literacy. I didn't think about what the realistic number was going to be that I would have to owe each month on these loans, and they are astronomical, I will say. Sally Mae, which is my private loan creditor, wants $1,800 a month from me. That's just Sally Mae. I am right now in a grace period for 12 months where I only have to pay $1,033 to Sally Mae. I would not be able to afford the $1,800 a month if I wasn't able to get it down for 12 months. I don't know what I'm going to do in 11 months, but this is just me talking about it. On top of that, I owe about $287 to the federal government per month. That's not changing. And I owe $202 for my car payment, and that's not even including the $150 or $60 that I owe each month for the car insurance or my credit card payments. That doesn't include any of that. So alone, Sally Mae wants $1,800 from me. I graduated college, as I just mentioned, in June of 2024, so this last year, and I wanted to just have a nice summer because I have been doing school for the last 5 years, and I've been taking summer courses full-time every year, and as well as working full-time. So this is also, like, the debt I have, and I was working full-time during the summers, and I was working part-time during the school years, so that's all, like, I still had no money, like, and I had to take out loans. So, being 23 years old, almost 24 when I graduated, I decided that I was just going to get a part-time job so that way I could only work part-time during the summer and kind of enjoy the summer because I had been doing over full-time in schools and working and had a role in my sorority, and I decided that I was just going to work part-time. And if I had looked at my loans fresh out of college, which I highly recommend you do if you have loans, do not wait until they are due to start looking at them. I decided to do that and made barely any money, but I didn't have any loan payments at the time during the summer. And I wish that I had started making the payments as soon as possible on those loans while I had them. So I worked part-time. Around November, my best friend was like, hey, I have loans. You have loans. Have you looked at what your loan payments are going to be? And I was like, shh, can't be that bad, right? Wrong. I looked at my loan payments and I cried. Because I was not taught financial literacy. And I didn't understand how a credit company for student loans could charge me $1,800 if I wasn't making that much. I thought, okay, there must be something similar to the federal aid where you can do it based on income. No, they don't offer that. So I would also look into that before you take out student loans if they're going to offer income based or anything. They don't offer that. The best I could do was bring it down to $1,000. And then I was struggling to find a full-time job. I applied for like 3 months to over probably 500 jobs before I finally found one. This is the catch, that doesn't even require my degree. I found a job that paid $20 an hour, 40 hours a week, and it was degree recommended, not required. So I felt very grateful for that opportunity. I just don't understand why companies and jobs want you to have stepping stones but don't consider your degree to be the stepping stones or the foundation for working for those companies, and they want to pay less money for more years of experience. It doesn't make sense. It's really hard to find a job right now, like really, really hard. Anyway, flash forward, I'm doing this and I'm able to make my bare minimum payments, but that doesn't matter because in 12 months, I'm still going to owe $1,800 bare minimum on the Sally Mae loans, and I cannot afford that. And I make $41,600 a year before taxes. Now, flash forward, I'm at this job for a couple months and I start to struggle really badly with my mental health. I'm talking like can't get out of bed except to go to work, really struggling, losing passion for everything, falling into a mix of, I would say, seasonal depression because it's winter and I struggle with that a lot. And also depression because my life is not going the way that I want it to go. And that is a hard thing to grasp. And also debt is really hard. It's a hard thing, and like a lot of people struggle with it. So it's not just me coming on here. Like I'm very grateful and I am privileged, and there's a lot of things that are going well in my life, but like that debt is still looming over my head, and that is a real thing. I decided that this job was not worth staying at any longer because of how much it was impacting my mental health. I was crashing out all the time and I really tried to stick it out, but I was just really starting to see no purpose in my life, even though it was helping me make those bare minimum payments. I have since put in my 2 weeks and I'm going back to 2 part-time jobs that I've calculated out will make the same amount of money I make at this full-time job that I supposedly got with my degree. So I'm still going to make $41,600 and be able to make my bare minimum payments. But I am really worried about what I'm going to do in 11 months when I have to owe $1,800 just on Sally Mae. I am putting this out there as like kind of a way to warn people about looking into what your loans look like. teach yourself financial literacy, but I'm also putting this out there to ask, what's the best case scenario? I don't really know what to do, and I've been trying to do research. I don't want to get sued by Sally Mae. It's hard to find a job. I don't really want people coming out here being like, well, just go find a higher paying job. You were silly to drop down to part-time jobs. That is not the advice I'm looking for. I'm looking for a best way to knock out my loans and start paying them off faster with what I have. I'm making the bare minimum payments and a little bit more, and that's basically all of my income, and I'm looking for other ways to make extra money. So if I have to start door dashing as well, I'm going to go back to a job where I'll also be making tips. All of that's going to go towards it. What is the best way? Should I attack the ones that are high interest first? Should I go after the ones that are the smallest? Like, I'm genuinely curious, best way to knock out these loans, because I'm trying to be debt free. There was a time in my life where all I wanted was to make a ton of money. I don't care. Financial freedom to me looks like being debt free. I would love, and I'm not saying this is possible, but I don't think it's impossible either. I would love to be out of debt by the time I'm 30. That's 6 years from now. I have a lot of debt. I don't know how possible that is, but I would have to put all my money towards it. I've not made good financial choices. Like, I'm literally going on a trip in April. Like, I'm not saying that I'm perfect or that, but that's aside the case. That is aside the case. The point is, I can make the bare minimum right now, and I know that I could make more if I need to. Despite going on this trip in April, we don't need to talk about that. I'm still making choices, but I want to find out a way that I can get out of debt. I'm trying to find all these extra ways to make money. I'm going to keep probably eventually in the future apply to jobs, but it's just, this is the reality of it. It's just like, it's not like I'm magically going to make more money to pay off this debt. I am where I'm at. So I don't know. I'm looking for help, and I'm also trying to give some advice, but you should really educate yourself on financial literacy before you decide to take out loans. And if you have the opportunity to go to community college before going to a university, I would highly recommend doing that to save yourself as much money as possible. Because at the end of the day, as fun as the memories were, and I'm so grateful for my friends and the people I met, and they are obviously priceless. Knowing what I know now, I don't know if I would ever put myself in that position to let myself get into $180,000 worth of debt over school. So my credit's also shit, by the way, because of all the loans I've had to take out. So that is my story. And yeah, I just kind of came here to talk about it. I feel like it's important to talk about. And a lot of times I think we're kind of ashamed of it, but that's really it.